So it's been a long afternoon. That's to say that some people have had a long face. So some people have been sad and down and moving around, but the school has been quiet, especially with so many that have left, and so many are being tended to for the last time, as we still had additional students that were injured or killed thanks to this demon. Not a word that's been used much throughout the life in the bubble. You know, these are just stories and fairy tales, but the fact is an actual demon inside the bubble seems to have caused a little bit of unrest. But in your time here, in the 3 or 4 months since you've been here, this is probably the quietest the school has been. Many go back to their rooms. So let's talk about what's on your old stores when you come back from your room from the assembly. Let's start with Tavar. So how's your door look as you go into it?
My door is blank, but there's there's sprouts.
Oh.
It's just a blank wooden door, but there's one sprout coming out.
So it's like a newborn seed. Okay. So what does Harry's door look like today?
So it's now one path river that has been decided.
What happened to the other one? Did it dry up, or is it
Well,
gone?
it's just like it veered, like it continued down the path. It's not that it dried up. It's as if you walked down or floated down the river on a particular pathway, and it's the pathway of the scale of Rune, and that's about it.
Okay. I will say that you both noticed that there were no doors defaced. Luckily, no daggers or anything vandalized. So you're all in your rooms. What do we do when we enter the rooms? So, Tavar, we'll go back to you.
I'm finishing up those papers I had to write. So.
Performance. Let's see how well we do. You know, like I said, you're like a spring chicken. You're not tired. You're
13.
So you had the rare ability that you actually got to walk back to your room with armor on.
Mm-hmm.
So no one else. It's like you're sort of shining. Do you take your armor off before you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have an armor stand. It's hung up.
So, like I said, your old armor's probably there.
Well, it's just a breastplate.
Yeah.
So I kind of put it completely around that breastplate I have. So it makes it one full set of armor.
Okay. So and then you go to.
And then I, finish writing those
And you
papers.
said
13.
13? Okay. So that's not too bad. So we go to Captain Ball's room.
Mm-hmm. I think let's see. I think I'm going to be kind of maybe conversing with my Professor Ball about events that just happened, was particularly at the assembly.
Mm-hmm. All right. Do you look at don't forget you have your other ball.
Yeah, actually, let me because
your orb of
remembrance.
So, well, you've got to charge it.
Yeah.
But
just kind of mulling over what happened, kind of maybe reanalyzing decisions I made, what I could have done differently.
roll history, and then you can do insight on the history after you do it. Let's see how foggy.
16 on history.
Okay, so it's hard to forget some of the stuff that happens.
And dirty 20 on, 19 I should say.
Okay.
On
Well,
that side.
well, I think that you analyze things pretty good. You look through. So trying to find your place. I would say one thing that is on your mind is like you had purpose and chain of command when you were in the finding your place here has been difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And that to make sure that you don't lose more people, it's like you really need to focus and decide what's your role.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you know what your role is, like on who you are.
Mm-hmm.
But when danger is there, like what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
And how are you going to do it?
Yeah. And then, now are these still glowing and whatnot? Like, are they?
No, they're there. They're down.
Okay.
So, but they don't go away.
No. Yeah.
Like someone else's.
And I think that's about it. I just do a quick think over, and then start heading off towards Dilly.
Okay. So, when you're done with your stuff, do you feel like painting? Do you feel like doing anything?
I'm gonna paint. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of try to sit there and
Just click.
pour my feelings into this. I was knocked out and had this strange dream. Nat 20 performance.
Well, so you pull out your dagger that you can sort of paint and brush on, and you paint like what looks like a path to nothing. It's just like a path. There's no horizon. There's no. It's literally just looks two lines. Like but it's a path, and it just goes off into the horizon, and you end up drawing what looks like a silhouette of a paladin. It's a knight. It's definitely a knight. And then on the path is like looking back at you is what looks like it's a wolf. Just looking back, and another silhouette down the alleyway.
Okay. And then after that, I'm going to take my papers carefully and take them to Dilly's.
Let's do a sleight of hand. See how we're doing.
I have 14.
All right. So luckily there's no breeze coming in. So
I camp out in the hallway.
you just get bumped into. So you come out. You're carrying this stack. So if you're both going to Dilly's, there's very few people out and about. Most people are going around. If you see a few people are just sort of sitting. Imagine there's probably some benches here in some of the hallways, and some windows you can look out, just looking out. The sun is very close to setting, So everything's sort of got gold and red hues outside. But it doesn't really give either of you a feel of depression with the sunset. It's like it's, you're like, a lot of times some sunsets, some's like, well, the dark's coming. But you both sort of think of, well, the sun's setting today, but you immediately think of the sunrise tomorrow. It's easy to think, and of course your part's on this path. You're thinking about this path a little bit, and you think about your painting that you did, and the image of the sunrise pops in your head, and your painting's there, but it's like, oh, the wolf in the night's gone, but the path is open. So it just sort of comes in. So it's like where you think of the sunset for things to be balanced and countered. There's always the sunrise always happens. Just like when the sunrise happens, you got to have a sunset. So it's very, it's just part of everything. So I'm trying to decide if you all to run into anybody on the way. Dead dillies. I'll let you all decide. I'm giving it up to you based on my role. It's like, would you care to run into anyone, or do you must want to go straight to Dilly?
I don't mind running into somebody.
I wouldn't mind either. So.
Okay. So you're going down the hall, and I'd say that Captain Ball is probably a little bit ahead of you because you had to write and do stuff, and you just sort of meditated and thought about some stuff. And you come to the front foyer, where the door going outside. There is someone sitting cleaning a red spot on the floor.
Okay.
So they're scrubbing.
Does it look like blood?
Your passive's pretty good, isn't it? Your passive perception 17. I'm going to say that it's either wine or blood. Probably.
And do I recognize this person who's scrubbing?
It's Belle, the groundskeeper.
Okay. I ask her. Honestly, I ask her if she needs any help.
Yeah, she's little. She's a little, very, very old hobbit. And so, like I said, she's just scrubbing, and she looks up at you and she just slides the bucket over, and there's probably something in the water.
Okay.
Do you reach in the water, assuming there's something in it?
Yes.
All right. So you reach in, and you will pull out like a little spongy type thing. And this is about the time that you're coming through. So you're seeing little Belle, who's really not really having to bend down too far. She's just sort of on her knees doing it. Of course, you're through there, scrubbing it, and they're scrubbing, this red spot. That's what caught your eye. Is that red spot? So you might think of catch other things or think of other things. I'm just doing your passives. You're not the most observant. You're not unobservant. But so you see these two. What pops in your mind?
That little old lady. Because I've seen her. She was in that. She was casting something on.
Yeah, she was casting magic. On
she was casting magic on the headmaster. Was that before? That was while
Yeah, she was.
That was
she-
while I
like,
was.
like she was doing stuff. That is correct.
Okay. So I'm gonna walk up to them and I'm gonna ask her what. I'm just curious of what she was doing, like what kind of magic that she was casting.
Yeah, because you didn't have time to really analyze. Or do
I didn't really get to see too much of it.
Well, that is interesting to think about. Persuade her to answer, because she's working.
A 9.
She says, I might be able to answer if you can help me clean.
Well, I don't have a free hand at the moment.
I look up.
I want to try to. She says, are those for Gilly?
They are.
So he said, are those 3 copies?
3 copies. All the same. Same margin, ink color, font.
Take you a long time spacing. You know, no bends on the paper now, right?
No. Crisp paper, not numbered.
So she gets up and she bends one of the things of paper, and she says, "If you help clean, I will mend this."
Okay. Well, I have mending of my own, so
Do you?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
But I will help you clean.
Just one little crease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will help you clean.
So, all right. So let's try and decide if we want a sleight of hand on the cleaning or a performance on the cleaning, because it's determined stuff. I'll let you do either sleight of hand on doing or performance, whichever is.
I'll do performance.
Performance.
That 1.
5. Or it's 6.
Yeah. You're usually really good at cleaning. So it's going. So while you all are cleaning, I'm just going to use your all's passive insight that she's probably willing to talk since you're down here. So if you have some questions, she might actually answer now. But she's cleaning too. So you can make small talk with the small lady. And she's very old. But she has her hearing.
So what magic were you using on Omni?
I'm going to roll to see how detailed she can be. Okay? This is a magic from the stars. So, pulling magic from the heavens. So, do you know that stars and stardust are basically elements? So, primal things. Born of nature, the sun and the stars are.
And it's a neutral magic, I would suppose, coming from all things.
All nature is neutral. It's what you do with it.
Is it different than the magic that flows within us?
Oh yes. It's like living things change magic. We bring it into us and we forge it. So, like steel. Steel is earth and pieces, and you put a little bit of put a little bit another element and a little bit of yourself, and you have something else.
Mm-hmm.
Now, assume that you didn't wear your armor.
No, it's
Yeah,
in the armor.
it's there. So she sits there and looks at you. And she says, "How do you like your armor?"
It's nice. It's very clean. One less thing I'd have to worry about.
She sort of scoffs. She says, "Clean's not natural. It's like everything should have some type of, musk in nature. Even fire and water. So they are not clean. And air, even air isn't clean."
Well, my armor is.
So
Can I like interject?
yeah, you won't talk. You're just having a conversation with her.
I'm just. Who died here?
You're going to have to persuade her to answer that.
Well, at the assembly today, Ami spoke of somebody dying, and I would like to know if I knew them.
Roll persuasion.
13.
I rolled a 13.
Ooh.
I was gonna add in, but I rolled a 9. My persuasion.
But you're definitely listening to his question.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna add in if she wasn't one of them, but.
So she looks. Someone who's no longer living.
Okay.
She said, but yes, someone did die here. Or more namely, they didn't die. They were murdered.
So it was the person that was murdered this morning that Ami spoke of.
Quite possibly. He speaks of many things. Sometimes too much. Sometimes way too much.
Were they close to you?
I've known them for a long time. Relative in my advanced age. She's like, oh, it's like my elbow's hurting. You two can scrub right while I go sit and talk. So she goes up and there's nowhere to sit, and she sort of does it, and a little bush comes up out of the ground. She sort of puts herself in a little bush like a beanbag. And sits there and she's watching you all. She said, yeah, he was one of those paladins of the Seven. Never known him to hardly hurt a flea. I myself thought he wasn't really cut out to be a paladin. Not the mighty type.
Did he take part in the killing when all the violence broke out? That you know of?
Well, he was still in the school. I'm assuming that he didn't do anything. There are strict punishments for a student killing a student.
Or should I say, did he join the small portion of paladins that were denouncing the actions of that day?
Never really heard him denounce or renounce or announce a word.
Was he a senior student or like an older student, or was he newer to the school?
Oh yes. Yes. Wait. Older? Oh. That's very, very sad.
Well, who would murder someone like this?
I don't know. Especially, why would anyone want to murder the leader of the next expedition? Oh. I saw your roll. What did you roll?
4.
Oh, on insight. Or what did you?
It would have been a 6 on insight, so.
I don't know.
I'm also gonna roll on. Would it be insight?
Sure. So like I said, he's listening, so it's like this.
30-20.
Yeah. She said it clearly that does not know why someone would want to murder the leader of the next expedition.
Well, in the sense, like, would that have given me any, like, would I have known them?
No, it's had to be a very high level student.
Okay.
They're no one probably very close to. It's like a level. You can ask what level he was, because like I said, you all are L4s, so.
What level was this individual that was supposed to lead our expedition? Or the next expedition?
Does it lead the excavation?
No, I don't know. I really don't keep up with all that level stuff that you all do. They got categories saying this is a level so spell, or this is able. Nature doesn't care. Nature cares about months and how much water you need and time, and even time doesn't matter to things. I've been here a long time.
Well,
Do you know I'm from the future?
no, I did not know that. How does that happen?
You come to the past?
Do you have memories of the future?
Yeah.
Or were you... So, why did you come to the past? How did you come to the past?
I had to. It's awful knowing you're from the future, knowing some of the future, but yet not knowing tomorrow. Like, the student that you two were cleaning, the blood, he'd visit my trees often. So, I planted those trees when I got here. And look at them now. Almost 200 years old. And they're still growing, and they'll be there hopefully for a long time, even after I'm gone, which will probably be soon. But the young man that was here, hardly anything, barely 30. It's like, heck, that's a lot of trees that they won't even take root at 30, very well. But it's just a shame the headmaster was going to announce that he was going to be the expedition leader.
How does someone who's supposed to be the expedition leader die so easily?
I don't know. Like I said, a level 12 person should not be killed by 2 4s.
2 4s. So someone we know.
Someone in our level?
She looks and notices you have 4 pins. It's like, oh, they told me 2 4s did it.
Well, if you're from the future, did you know this was going to happen?
No,
Or
I don't. It's like I don't know anything before the day I was born.
did you come here the day you were born?
No, came when I was 16.
So, from your time, when you were born, is there no collection of history? Like, is there no history being taught?
No. I just had this book, and she pulls out a book, and it's this little bitty book. It's like leather bound, and it has like little wings on it, And she's and like little raven wings. And she said, "This is the book of the Wild Heart." She said, "There are 2 volumes." It's like, I have my original volume, volume 1. Like, it's a very old book.
Like even old in
It's old.
like older even before our.
Yeah.
How did you obtain this book?
I was picked to be the Wild Heart's granddaughter.
What is the Wild Heart?
She is the god of nature.
Did you do anything in particular, or were you just chosen?
They said I looked like her and I acted like her. So some believed I was her. Let me tell you, if I was the god of nature now, it's like I would pull down the stars and stare at them and bathe in starlight. But the Wild Heart, the Wild Heart, and she touches the book, and the wings then has like a tree that glow in it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's like a tree with these wings sprouted from it. But the Wild Heart rose from tragedy, had a hard life, but helped her friends and helped create this bubble that we live in. And he went on to do great deeds, even in her death. And that's where volume 1 ended. Her death, sacrificing herself to make sure this bubble. She killed herself to the mad god.
Is this book about you?
No, I wish it was about me. Like I said, it's about my grandmother. But it's not really my grandmother. It's hard to be your grandmother and you and then follow. But
Can I roll an insight on that statement just now?
sure.
13.
You're welcome to roll history or religion if you've heard anything about the goddess Wild Heart.
Could I do a legend lore on Wild Heart?
You can.
I'm gonna use my dark bargain.
Okay.
Well, I got one use a day.
Yeah. So you have it.
If it's a famous person.
It's very famous. So yeah, you're not gonna fail on that one.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask her about this person.
Okay. Is there anything you don't have to roll or anything? You're just gonna ask, and I gotta tell you, right? I think I can tell the bargain.
Yeah. What does this person mean to us? Like, what's their importance?
What's her importance?